Bonjour, hi, Canada. Hugh Hewitt. I begin the show with the very sad news that United States Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick died last night at 9:30 p.m. He had been attacked by a rioter on Wednesday, hit in the head with a fire extinguisher, passed away last night. That brings to 5 the total number of people who were killed in the takeover of the Capitol. 3 of them from medical emergencies, unattended. One by being shot by a Capitol Hill police officer, and of course the police officer hit with the fire extinguisher. That's murder. That makes everyone in the mob an accomplice to murder. And I'm certain the U.S. attorney, it's all a federal crime. It's all terrorism and insurrection, but it became felony murder last night. And I'm just telling you, everybody involved had better turn themselves into the FBI. Call them up and say, I was there, I was inside the Capitol, how can I cooperate? That's what people ought to do. The President of the United States made a statement yesterday, long overdue, but better late than never, cut number 2.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election, and emotions are high. But now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters, and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
That was the president. I also want you to hear General Colin Powell, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, with Wolf Blitzer yesterday, cut number 6.
They're watching with great interest, and they can't believe we have done this to ourselves. So that's the gift for Mr. Putin, who I know quite well. You know, we like to pick on them and say they're doing things wrong or bad or they're not good. And suddenly they're looking at the United States of America. And we got people running all through our Capitol building. I've never seen them run through the Capitol buildings of the Russian Federation. And so they're just smiling and saying, see, the Americans are not as big and bad as they like to make themselves out to be. But they're going to be surprised. They're going to discover that we're going to rebound rather quickly. I believe that once we settle this problem of these people who are out there and whatever they came from, arrest them, put them in jail, or run them off, but clean out the place. And once we settle down, and frankly, once Mr. Trump is no longer the President of the United States of America, and we have other people in the government, and we have a new president, I think things will settle down quickly. The big problem that I have with all of this is that Where was the Congress in all of this? In all of the things that we have been doing, the Congress just went along with Mr. Trump. Usually it was just the Republican side, but there was some things we did that showed that the Congress was not ready to do its duty. All of these things that have come up, let's deploy forces here, let's put forces there, let's make the budget this high, let's make the budget that low. This is congressional duty business. In my years in the military, in my years as National Security Advisor and as Secretary of State, I welcomed Congress challenging me for what I was doing. That's what they're supposed to do, and that's what I'm supposed to listen to. What should I be doing? What do you think I should be doing? And I would debate the Congress, and I would argue with them. And we settled out the arguments after discussing them. But that doesn't happen now. We've got an extremely weak cabinet. It's getting weaker by the day. They're walking out now. And they did not challenge the president. You saw the movie or the television piece last week with the argument that the president was having with some people. And they told him the truth. But he didn't want to hear the truth. He said, no, I'm not buying that. We would never have seen something like that during my days in government. When we went in to see, say, President Bush, the Gang of Eight, we called ourselves, a group of eight. It was me and Mr. Cheney, my boss, and the Secretary of State Baker. It was a great group. But we were free to talk. And I've told this story many, many times. You know, Mr. Cheney was my boss. I was just the chairman. I had no authority in that room. But Cheney would give the position of the Department of Defense to President Bush. Mr. President, this is the decision that we make. This is what we recommend to you. And then he would pause and he'd say, but Colin doesn't agree with me on everything. Colin, tell the president what you think. And I would. And that's the kind of organization we had. We all chipped in. We all contributed our viewpoint. And not to have that kind of a government is to have the weakest possible government possible, where you not allow people to come in and talk openly before the President of the United States. And Bush would just sit there and listen to it, and then when he had heard it all, he was ready to make a decision. He made the decision. We executed that decision. That's gone. I don't know where it went, but it's gone. And there is not a cabinet now that understands this as well as they should, and they're not doing the job they're supposed to be doing.
Is it going to come back in the new administration?
Well, we're going to have a new administration, and it's going to be a president who has experience at that level as a politician. And I have great confidence in Joe. I know him quite well. We've done a lot together. We've raced our Corvettes together. And I think he is the kind of individual who will understand these issues and will approach them with a genuine approach where he wants to hear what people think. He wants
that
to
is the case. The tone-deaf part there is we raced our Corvettes together. And I think people who are watching now, not a lot of conservatives watch CNN anymore, but if they were watching people in Middle America, we raced our Corvettes together, is not going to resonate. I want to cover the market quickly. Birch Gold sponsors this because yesterday was an interesting day. If you haven't bought gold, you need to buy it. We are in for turbulent times, inflationary times. 10% of your retirement portfolio at a minimum, not more than 25%, should be in precious metals. Birch Gold can be reached at hughgold.com, or you can text my name, Hugh, to 474747. You can buy American Eagles or Canadian Maple Leafs directly from Birch Gold. Again, text Hugh to 474747, or they can help you move a portion of your IRA or 401k into a physical precious metals.